In 2026, the conversation isn't ever gas anymore. It's about flexibility. And vehicles like the Mazda CX-90 PHEV are sitting right in the middle of that shift. The three-row SUV market has been moving in two directions at once. On one side, full battery electric SUVs promise zero-emission driving but still depend heavily on charging infrastructure that varies dramatically by region. On the other, traditional gasoline SUVs continue to offer range certainty, but they feel increasingly out of step with tightening regulations and changing buyer expectations. Plug-in hybrids exist because that tension hasn't resolved itself. And the CX-90 PHEV exists because many families want progress, without committing to a charging lifestyle that may not fit their geography or routine. Mazda's timing here is deliberate. The brand has positioned the CX-90 as a step-up market, longitudinal engine layout, rear bias dynamics, restrained design, and a cabin that feels intentionally mature. The plug-in hybrid variant isn't a compliance exercise. It's central to how Mazda wants to be perceived over the next decade, thoughtful, engineering-led, and realistic about how people actually use their vehicles. In practical terms, the CX-90 PHEV gives owners the ability to handle short daily drives on electric power alone, school runs, commuting, errands, while retaining a conventional fuel tank for longer highway travel. That duality matters more than acceleration figures or battery size. It means you can reduce fuel consumption significantly without reorganizing your life around charging stations. And that's the core tension again: aspiration versus infrastructure. In regions where home charging is easy but public charging remains inconsistent, a plug-in hybrid offers a kind of psychological safety. You participate in electrification, but you're never stranded by it. For buyers who are EV-curious but infrastructure-cautious, that middle ground feels rational rather than compromised. From a market positioning standpoint, the CX-90 PHEV competes in a segment filled with established gasoline three-row SUVs and a growing number of full EV alternatives. What separates it isn't just the powertrain, it's the way Mazda integrates that powertrain into a vehicle that still prioritizes driving cohesion. The electric motor fills in low-speed torque smoothly. Around town, the vehicle feels calm and deliberate. On longer drives, the gasoline engine transitions in without drawing attention to itself. This isn't about performance theatrics, it's about continuity. For a family vehicle, predictability is a virtue. Now let's shift perspective for a moment. If you look at this purely through a cost lens, plug-in hybrids can seem complicated. There's a battery, a combustion engine, and the systems that connect them. More components can imply more long-term variables. But Mazda's broader strategy matters here. The company has historically taken a conservative approach to electrification, prioritizing durability and incremental rollout over aggressive scaling. For buyers planning to keep a vehicle beyond the warranty window, that philosophy carries weight. Ownership implications go beyond mechanical reliability. There's also resale confidence. Three-row SUVs remain one of the most stable segments in the used market. Add electrified capability without full EV dependency, and the CX-90 PHEV may age more gracefully in regions where charging infrastructure develops unevenly. 5 to 10 years from now, a plug-in hybrid with both fueling options may appeal to a wider secondary market than a range-limited early-generation EV. Inside, the CX-90's layout reinforces its positioning. Controls are logically arranged. Physical inputs remain where they matter. Technology supports the driving experience rather than dominating it. That restraint aligns with the buyer psychology Mazda is targeting. Households that want modern capability without feeling like beta testers. It's also worth acknowledging who this vehicle is not for. If you have reliable fast charging access, short predictable driving patterns, and you're fully committed to eliminating gasoline use, a dedicated EV may serve you better. Conversely, if you rarely drive short urban distances and spend most of your time on long highway trips, the plug-in system's electric advantage may go underutilized. But for the broad middle, Suburban families, mixed-use commuters, multi-driver households, the CX-90 PHEV solves a very specific 2026 problem. It reduces fuel dependency without demanding infrastructure certainty. And that brings us back to flexibility. The automotive market often frames electrification as a binary choice, yet consumer adoption rarely follows binary logic. It follows comfort, habit, and perceived risk. The CX-90 PHEV acknowledges that transition periods can last longer than headlines suggest. Over the next decade, charging networks will expand, battery technology will improve, policy will evolve. But not evenly, not everywhere. A vehicle that can operate confidently within both systems, electric and gasoline, provides insulation against that uncertainty. The CX-90 PHEV isn't trying to be the most radical SUV in its class. It's trying to be the most adaptable. And in a market still negotiating its path between infrastructure ambition and real-world limitation, adaptability may be the more durable advantage. For buyers who want to move forward but not gamble on the speed of change, that middle ground isn't a compromise. It's strategy.